All right, everybody, welcome back to the Inhabit Mars channel. Tonight we're going to look at an interesting find by San Kotvix. I hope I pronounced his name right. He found this on the Gigapan by Neville Thompson on Sol 3648 of the Curiosity Rover. Take a look at this thing. This looks like some sort of tool, so maybe a router or something, or could be a planer. I don't know. We're going to take a closer look at this. So stay tuned and we're going to have a good look at this. You guys, you're going to enjoy this one. All right, so welcome back. Take a look at this thing. I want you to note that this was found on the Mars X3D channel. This is a channel by Dave Gannett, really great guy, does some excellent finds, and a lot of his stuff is in X3D, the stuff that he presents on his videos. You can look at the Mars X3D channel on YouTube, and there's a lot of great finds and stuff. This one was found by San Kotvix, all right? So he gets credit for this find. Really good find. And he found this on Neville Thompson's Gigapan on Sol 3648 of the Curiosity Rover. So you can look at the Gigapan. The link is here, and I'll try to remember to put it in the description. But take a look at this thing. This doesn't look like no ordinary rock. And here's where San cleaned it up. And you can see a lot of details, stuff that I want to point out, and I actually did a cleanup of this also, and we'll take a look at some of the details on this. But even in his cleanup, which is a pretty good cleanup, you can see that this thing rests on this end. This part over here is actually off the ground. You can see the shadow beneath it. All right, so this part has some weight, and I believe this would be an electric motor. All right. And then this piece over here is like a half cylinder, and it's got a metal piece that sticks out. I believe this is for, if you ever worked with some woodworking tools, they have these metal tines that stick up, and in this case, it has two that stick up, one here, and you'll see that better on my cleanup, and one here. And this is to help you keep aligned as you're moving the tool across a piece of wood or something. Could be metal, but I'm kind of leaning towards this as some sort of woodworking tool. There's some detail in here I tried to bring out. I really didn't have time to model it. I wanted to, but all these are like square pieces that kind of stick out. There's even a button right here with woodworking tools like drills and stuff like that. You've got a button where you can actually reverse it. So I imagine that's what this is probably one way to spin the blade clockwise, press it in, switch it over, and it will spin it counterclockwise. And this is only a guess. All we're doing is guessing. But what I did do was model it, and I'm going to show you the 3D model when I get into the model, which will be very shortly. I'm using my headset tonight. I just got to point this out. My children sometimes get a little bored, and if we don't keep an eye on them, they like to destroy some stuff sometimes. So this is, I'm going to go back to this right here. It's a little bit better. You can see this better. My children got to my microphone, and they kind of destroyed the piece here where the microphone actually sits on this. All right, so this is all, actually it's upside down, but it would go in here like this, and this attaches to, actually I think it goes this way. Yeah, that's what it is. So that part screws in right there. And I haven't had a chance to put it back together yet. They also got to my mixer, and they wound up pulling some of the pieces off of here. All these little knobs, all these come off. If I can get one off. There we go. There's one that comes off. And they pulled all of them off, and I wound up, the wife and I wound up finding all of them. She found more than I did. I found the one because I stepped on it, and she found the other one. So we got all the knobs put back together, and I just have to put the microphone together. So tonight I'm just going to use the headset because I do want to get this video out. I do wind up going back to work tomorrow. All right, so back to here. So once again, San Kotvix, and I really hope I pronounce his name right, gets all the credit for this. This is a great find, and like I say, he found it in Neville Thompson's Gigapants. So let's go to my cleanup of this. So this is the original image that I snipped. Nope, I thought that was original. I'm sorry. This is the original image that I snipped. And even without doing any enhancements to this, you can see some pretty good detail in this. It was a great find by him. This right here would be the handle, the back of it. And I don't know if you'd rest your other hand on top here or where you'd put it, but where that tine sticks out here, like I say, I think that's for alignment as you're using the tool. I don't think you put your hand there, so the other hand I would imagine would be resting on top right here. Okay, and you'd probably use this. I'm thinking it's some sort of router, or it could be a planer, but I don't think so because it's got this, what looks like a switch that'd be like for a reverse. You know, on tools you have, you press it in one way and it spins clockwise, and then you press this in and it would spin counterclockwise. That's what I'm thinking. There's some sort of tool like that. So let me show you. Okay, here's the enhanced. If I can get the right one. Okay, so this is the enhancement I did of it, and you can see that button a little better. See how that button sticks out? See how it comes up and it comes across and back down. Okay, here's those tines. Here's one right here, and I imagine there'll be one on the other side. Kind of looks like it sticking out right there, opposite of this one. And then here's that one that sticks out this way, and it's this half circle piece that comes around like this to here. So I think you'd look through that, try to get your alignment and keep it aligned pretty well. All right, and I believe this is where the motor is. On the bottom here, this is a flat plate, and if it has a cord, if it's powered like we power our tools, the cord looks like this is a cylinder right here, like it would go in here. So it's either one that plugs in and unplugs, or it got destroyed and cut off. But this actually comes to here, and you'll see this better. What I did was, in this image, I isolated it and just isolated it from the image. See, there's a bar that comes across to just about the back of where that motor is. If that is a motor, you can see the one tine here. You can see the other one here, and that may be a piece of that right one, that left one sticking out here. And here's that button I was talking about. And this definitely looks like a handle where you'd grip it from the back, and then, like I say, maybe you'd grab it on top to help, you know, keep it aligned and controlled. And you slide across like this. Is it a router or what? I don't know. But it seems like you'd have, from the center of this motor, it would come down, and you'd have something sticking out here, like a blade or something like that, like a bit that sticks out. And once again, you got to here. There was some detail in here I wasn't able to get to, but because, well, as everybody knows, Valentine's came along. We actually did 2 days worth of Valentine's. We went out to eat and did some stuff. Got her some stuff for Valentine's. So I hope she had a good time. And so I said, well, tonight I'll try to get this done. So I started working on this about 8 o'clock tonight. And then I got it done about 11. And then I said, well, let me get prepared to make a video. So I don't have all the detail in it that I wanted. There's a lot of detail in here, all these little rectangular pieces in here. Who knows what those are. But this is kind of what I came up with. So I just want to show you. And once again, this is it in context, although this I did isolate and then bring out as much detail as I could. All right. So there is more detail that should be in this, but I wasn't able to put it in time. All right. So let's take a look at our 3D model, and let's see what we came up with. So this is the object in place. I don't have it orientated perfectly, but I think you'll get the idea of what it should look like, and we'll look at it at different angles. All right, so this is the object, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the background, but just so you can see, maybe I should leave the background on. We'll leave the background on. So I'm going to move this up. I'm going to back out just a little bit, grab on the Z and move it up. This way you kind of see everything the way it is in the image. And once again, it's not orientated perfect, and I don't have as much detail in it as I'd like to have. But this is that flat plate that's on the bottom. You can kind of see that here. So it should be flat across here, and I believe there'd be a hole somewhere around here and maybe a router bit that comes out of the middle of this. And then this would be the electric motor. And of course I have no idea if the handle would be wood or whatever, but most of the time on ours they're either wooden or they've got a rubberized fitting to help, dampen the vibration to your hand. So I just model some wood real quick. This is a real quick wood grain model. All right. And then I just want to show you. This would be that switch. You can see that switch right there. Let's see if we can get in on that a little closer. And you can see how this sticks up, and it comes up. There would be a corner, a rounded corner right there. There'd be another one there, and it's kind of rounded at the top. See that? So you'd push, this one would slide across, and it would look kind of like this. Okay, except I probably should have rounded it, but once again, because of time. And it seems to be sitting in a box that's right underneath this one plate that goes across here. Excuse me. Always recording late. So that's kind of what that would look like. And if it's pushed in on the other side, all right, it would be sticking out on this side. And then you could reverse the direction of the cutting blade that runs through the middle here by pushing this button in this way, and it would reverse it. All right. And then one thing I forgot to point out at the beginning is, if you look right here, this looks like some sort of dial adjustment. See how it's got 4 arms that come out, one on each side? And it kind of looks like this shape right here. It's probably not perfect, but hopefully we got it good enough to where you get an idea. I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to choose a face so we can kind of rotate around that. This would be kind of what that piece looks like, right? And I believe if it is a dial that we're looking at, it would be to adjust this in and out. So depending on the angle you were working with it, you could adjust this in and out. And then there would be space in between these two pieces for this to come back and forth, so you could line it up. And then you also have these down here that do kind of the same thing. Go back into object mode. All right, and once again, this is all, I believe, for alignment. Once again, we're just making a guess here based on the shape that we're seeing in the image. But that's what it seems to be. And you'd look right across this, and you try to keep your front edge lined up with this, and this to know about where your blade's going to hit. Your blade would be in the middle, so you're trying to, go along like a router. You'd use the router. You'd have your hands on it, like this, one on that handle on the back, all right, and then one across the top, all right, to try to control this thing along your wood. And it doesn't have to be a woodworking tool specifically, but that's what it looks like. Could be metalworking, we don't know. May not be a tool at all. It may just be a funny looking rock that sure looks like it. And I do believe this is hollow in the middle from the image. We just can't see it because the other side of this flat plate is right along through here, so where that shadow is. The other thing I wanted to point out was it's definitely, this end right here is definitely heavier, because see how this thing is sitting up on this end? The way the ground slopes down a little bit, this is sitting right on where that what I believe would be the motor right here would be, it's sitting on that, and this is actually elevated. And we can tell it's elevated because our ground slopes downward right here, and look at how our shadow goes. So we follow the shadows and we try to model this as accurately as possible. And I'm sure I don't have the position exactly right. I didn't have time to really tweak everything to make it look perfect like it was in the image. But I think you'll get the idea. So here's the front, and this is sitting on top of that motor, and it's like this hollow cylinder piece, and then this one tine sticks out. Okay, we see that in the image right here. All right, that sticks out, and if you look at it like this, would be how you align your bit, because your bit would be coming somewhere in the middle of this motor part. Okay, so you'll be aligning it so you're making sure you're going straight, and if you need to make any curves or anything like that with your blade, you'd be able to curve it and know where you're curving. All right, so you're aligning with this and then these two for the edges. And so that's why I think this is what it is. But these would be adjustments to move this piece in and out. It's a guess, but that's what I'm thinking it is. But you can see it right here. This part that comes up actually goes down and curves around where this dial would turn. You kind of see that right here. And then once again, this would be to reverse your blade. If you push this one way, like it's pushed in this image, okay, your blade is going to spin one way. Let's say clockwise, just for sake of argument, we're going to say clockwise. And then you push this in, and it would actually reverse your blade. Now, I don't know if there's a trigger, like our skill saws, you know, have a trigger. Maybe they have a trigger, or some of this detail that's in here. Maybe something along here is a switch to turn it off and on. We can't get enough detail to tell, but you can see that that switch is right there, and it looks like it's in a box. It's hard to tell with the edges and stuff, but it looks like it's in a box to where this would push in one way or push the other way. I believe there's probably, if this thing plugs in and it's not some sort of battery operated thing, that this would probably be where the cord is. There's a cylinder right here. You can see it's a cylinder. Looks like maybe where a cord would plug in to supply power or something. I don't know, but it either got broken off or it's one that you plug it in and use it that way. So that's what I think we're looking at in this. Maybe some sort of woodworking tool. Let me know what you guys think. It's kind of a short video, but yeah, this is kind of what this thing appears to look like. And once again, we're only taking guesses based on what we can see in the image. But that seems to be what this thing might look like. All right. Let me know what you guys think. Shoot, I could be completely wrong. But like I say, that's just the way I interpreted the image. And sure seems to fit to me, although like I say, I wish I had time to put more detail down here because there was a lot of detail in this area right here we could have added. All right, well listen, you guys, take care of yourselves. Have a great day. I'm hoping to be, I got to go back to work tomorrow, but I'm hoping my next day off I'll find some more stuff that we can model. There's always great finds. It's just, can we model it? Can we see enough detail in it to get any kind of detail when we model? So thank you, San, for this find. Thank you, Dave. If you guys have not been over to the Mars X3D Facebook page, I encourage you to check out this page. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some great finds on this. And thank you, Dave, for starting this one. As always, we also have the Art Alien page that we go to. Let me see if I have it up. There we go. Mars Magazine. I do check this out pretty often, and there's been some pretty good finds on there. Hopefully we get some time to look at those. And then also go to the Mars Revealed page. That one's pretty good also. I love these 3 channels. These are the ones I go to a lot to find stuff. So you guys take care of yourselves. Have a great week. Hope you had a great Valentine's Day. For those that celebrate the Valentine's Day, wife and I had a great time. We stretched ours out over a couple of days and did a lot of stuff. So you guys take care. I can't wait to see y'all on the next video. Thank you for the new subscribers, and let people know about our channel, and we'll keep on plugging along. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.